Salwete, we are going from 581 here to 587, and let's remember our context. We're in a speech that Aeneas is making as he sees Helen of Troy, Helen of Sparta, one and the same, hiding in the temple of Vesta, and he has just said, "Will this one return home?" Basically, he said it with more detail than that. But will this one return home? And he says it in a sarcastic, ironic kind of a way. And then you got to go into this next part, keeping that part in mind. So, occideret vero priamus, Troi jaceret igni, Dardanium totien sudaret sanguine litus, non ita. Nam quetsi nullum memorabile nomen feminin poein est, nec abet victoria laudem, extinxisse nefastamet tamen et sumpsisse merentes laudabor poenas, animum quex blesse iuabit, ultricis flammet cineris satiasse meiorum. So he says, right before this, will Helen escape and go back home? And then you got to imply when, right before this, when Priam, let's get that a little thicker pen there, when Priam, subject, will have died, Pharaoh, by the sword. Because remember, he saw Priam die just earlier. This is still fresh in his mind. And this is future perfect here, by the way. So this occideret, future perfect, it's completed action in the future. And all the stuff that he talked about Helen was futures, right? So will Helen, sorry, I said future perfect, will Helen return home when Priam will have died by the sword? In Pharaoh, it is iron properly, but because the sword is made out of iron, and we understand that we know he died by the sword, that's what this means. And this is common to use Pharaoh for sword. And it is synecdoche, that it's made out of iron, so we call it an iron. But it means a sword. Troi jaceret igni. You got to say when Troy will have burned by fire. So subject, Troy will have burned. That's also future perfect. Igni, by fire. There's your ablative. So is Helen gonna go back while Priam will have died by the sword here, and while Troy will have burned by fire, and while the Dardanium litus, the Trojan shore, the Dardanian shore, litus is neuter, so Dardanium modifies it, will have sweated, sudaret, totien, so many times as an adverb, and how is it going to sweat? Sanguine, with blood. Ooh, that's a grisly image there. When the Dardanian shore will have sweated so many times with blood. Helen's going to go home, and all this stuff's going to happen here. This stuff will be completed in the future here. And then we've got future perfect. Keep that sense in mind. Nonita. No, it will not be so. You got to add in an eret. Very dramatic. He's got all this big build-up, and then nonita. It will not be so. Okay, next sentence. Nam quetsi nullam memorabile nomen. And for although, etsi is although, a conjunction here. Although est, there is no memorable name in punishment of a woman. Okay, there is no memorable name in a woman's punishment. Let's take that apart just a little bit. First of all, nullum memorabile nomen, all the subject, and we said, and for although there is no memorable name, maybe you could translate that as glory. There is no memorable glory, no memorable name in, and the est was down here, right? In the poena, and this is ablative, it's with the in the poena feminea. Now, that says literally in feminine punishment, but it really, this feminea takes the role of a genitive. If you look at Farr, he'll refer you to the appendix where it talks about this. So translate this as in the punishment of a woman, or in a woman's punishment. And I read another note saying that if this was in the Bronze Age, remember Vergil's writing much later, there wouldn't be an issue with killing a woman for this reason, but since Vergil is sympathetic to women and children and really anything that has life, then any kind of person or thing, then we see some sympathy here. So, and for, although there is no memorable glory in the punishment of a woman, nec habet victoria laudem, and victory does not have praise. And what it means is, and such a victory does not have praise, wouldn't be praised for punishing a woman. That's victory is the nominative, and laudem is the accusative. Laudabor, got to jump down here. I will be praised. Now, how do we know it's I? It's the or, so that's the passive first person singular. I will be praised. To have extinguisse. This is a perfect active infinitive. Isse, to have extinguished, to have done away with. The nephos, the wickedness. And the nephos is really talking about the woman, right? We're really talking about Helen here, but she's called the evil thing. So in a way, we're impersonalizing her. Aeneas is rationalizing that he can kill this wickedness, making her not a human in a sense. I shall be praised to have extinguished this evil crime, however, and to have exacted merantes poenas. Now this is another perfect active infinitive, and then here's your accusatives, and those go together. And to have taken merited punishments, or deserving punishments, which is an interesting phrase. Deserving punishments, meaning Helen well deserves death for what she's done, and for how much destruction has come because of her choices, is what Aeneas is thinking. So let's do that part one more time. Not so. And for although there is no memorable glory or name and there's the is, in a woman's punishment, and victory does not have praise, this kind of victory does not have praise to punish a woman, I will be praised. In other words, people will praise me, the Trojan people, and those Trojans who are already dead, maybe even, which we're going to see down here. I will be praised to have extinguished this evil deed, however, or this evil thing, meaning Helen, and to have exacted deserving punishments, or who have avenged, maybe, or I guess exacted is better, and to have explesse, and this is explevisse, and to have satisfied. Oh wait, sorry, I'm jumping the gun here. You got to go to Uwabit first, and it will please me. Uwabit, it is pleasing, but it's the future. It will please me. Explevisse. Now remember, that is a perfect infinitive with explevisse is in there. It's syncopated. It will please me to satisfy my soul with a vengeful flame. This word takes the genitive and accusative here. To satisfy my soul with a vengeful flame. So we have some genitives used here with a special verb. Far has a note on it. The vengeful flame. And to satisfy it will please me to satisfy, right? The ashes of maiorum, hominum, of my people. So this was a verb, a perfect active infinitive. This is also a perfect active infinitive with the satiavisse missing, just like in explevisse. And kineris is accusative, and then maiorum is genitive of my. You got to put in virorum or hominum or something like that. That goes over there. Of mine. So one more time. Let's do that last part. And although there is no memorable glory in the punishment of woman, and this victory has no praise, I will be praised. I will be lauded to have extinguished this wickedness, meaning Helen, however, and to have exacted deserving punishments, and it will please me to expel to satisfy my soul with the vengeful flame, and to have satisfied the ashes of my ancestors. So we have this idea here that even the dead will be happy if Aeneas kills Helen, this wickedness, and takes care of it. So Aeneas is ready to kill her. Let's find out if he follows through with it. Wale.